Hi, everybody. I'm here with Lesslee Belmore. She is a very, very good friend of mine who has helped me rediscover myself as far as dealing with food. She taught me a lot about nutrition, everybody. And that's really a big part of how I lost over 100 pounds. And she is Lesslee Belmore. And what's your title now?
Well, I'm a fitness nutrition specialist. I consider myself a weight loss specialist, and I'm a fitness trainer.
Okay.
I'm not a nutritionist. I don't work in the same way that a nutritionist does. I don't create diets for people, and we don't count calories. We work more with whole foods. I meet people where they're at, look at their lifestyle, and I create a program that's directly related to their personal lifestyle.
Okay, and I'm telling you, it is so cool, the program you have, because it really taught me how to slow down, because I know we talked earlier about how everybody has this kind of super fast, kind of fast food, fast everything mentality. And your process is so natural and comfortable that it doesn't feel like a burden. It really doesn't feel stressful going with you. And it takes a lot of the anxiety out of dealing with my food.
Right. I mean, one of the things that when I trained with under Dr. John Berardi, Precision Nutrition, I have other background with my certifications, but that one in particular really taught me how to make small changes with my clients and how effective that was. And we know that if you change more than one or two behaviors at once, your success rate goes from 85% down to 33%. So it is a slower process, but it's one that you can, it's going to accommodate your lifestyle and also for an entire lifespan. So you're not going on or off a diet. You're literally just changing your eating habits, one habit at a time, and absolutely making the biggest difference in your life and your weight.
Yeah, I can't say enough how much I love the process. And even when I try to explain it to people, it's almost like looking at myself back in the past on how they had this initial apprehension in dealing with their food. And I remember when we started, you just started with one meal.
Yeah, I started with one meal. I had you fill out the comprehensive paperwork, so it gave me a snapshot of where you were at right now, and I could see that you were really starting pretty much from scratch. You're a little over 100 pounds overweight, and you had tried dieting, you'd lost and gained back. So when I looked at all that and took who you were as a person and what you were doing, I met you where you were at that time. And so we started with one meal, we got you focused on that, and then started introducing healthier foods. We shopped together. Then there was the food prep for the week so that you weren't starving or having to go to fast food. We made sure you had foods to carry with you. And all that was like one lesson at a time.
And it's such an amazing journey of just discovery, because I just didn't know anything. I think everybody thinks they know something about nutrition, but we really don't. It's like when people say that they're depressed or somebody's depressed, they really don't know what they're talking about. They know some of the symptoms, but they don't know the details of the situation, of the disease.
That's right. And again, I work with people that know some. I work with people that know a little bit more than some, and then people that don't know much at all. And so it covers a whole wide span of the type of clients I work with. But again, with Will, he came to me at 100 pounds overweight, and we worked slowly but surely over a course of a year, and he was able to obviously take off a lot of weight. His health improved tremendously. And one of the biggest joys I have is when people start to lose weight, it really is such a sticking point when you're overweight sometimes, because it keeps you stuck in a pattern that's really not, going to allow you to shine in any way. Well, what happens is when you lose that weight, it's not just about the weight, it's also about the empowering that comes with, forming habits and actually having the integrity to stick to what you say you're going to do. And so Will was able to do that, and henceforth, now look at him, he's writing books and doing all these wonderful things with his lives. And this is what I see, so it's really, that's the fun part of my job. It's not just about the weight, it's about the transformation of the human being.
Yeah, and your new title that we're working on is called what?
Well, I'm a transformational coach, because it sounds a little hypey, but really basically what it is I work from the inside out, and I work with behavioral changes, not just food, and we work with vital behaviors, putting them into place so that you feel confident no matter where you're at. I know that when I had problems with my eating, sometimes I didn't feel comfortable going to a restaurant, or someone would invite me to a birthday party, and it was like I'd start to like, oh my gosh, I've got to be around that cake. And, I don't feel that way anymore. I was able to, overcome so many things. And I want to, obviously pass that on and pay it forward to my clients.
Yeah, it's such a powerful, necessary component for people who are really trying to change their life. Because I work with addictions and relationships, and just people learning to control their behaviors in any area is a huge, huge, huge accomplishment, because usually we have multiple addictions going on.
Oh, yeah.
And mental health issues, from self-esteem to anger to, drug addiction to alcohol to food addictions.
Yeah.
And it's just all a lack of control. And we feel so helpless. And, your process really taught me personally how to have control over some of my behaviors. And I'm no longer scared to go out to eat. I know what to get, even in like a Chinese buffet, which is the absolute worst thing I could do. And it's just a wonderful feeling to not be scared anymore.
Well, you're back in the driver's seat, not the food. I like to say, you're really getting your groove back, because again, when I was out of shape and my clients are out of shape, or they just don't feel really good about themselves, they actually kind of lose their groove. And you know what? Once they start to, it's not just, again, about the weight loss. It's about all the things that add up to that sense of empowerment as a human being, that you can do these things. You can travel, you can go to restaurants, you can, be at a birthday party and not feel like you're out of control. You're back in the driver's seat with the food. And that's what I teach. I teach people to be able to do that. And again, it's about just feeling good about yourself, getting your groove back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The energy, the confidence, the self-esteem.
Yes, absolutely.
The new perspective you have. I mean, you just gain so much hope. And I know when I was like 350, I never thought I'd get past 300.
Oh, no.
And I tell you,
I did.
I know you did. But, the whole belief system for a person who's always been heavy, we kind of like, if I lose just 10 pounds, I'm good, But when I kept losing weight, because of what, you had taught me, and the different exercises that I've been involved with the trainers, has just really been a blessing. And I just want to share that blessing with other people.
Yeah, thank you so much. And again, it is, like I said, it's a process, and whether you have 20 pounds to lose or you have 100, it's still the process of change, and change is not easy. Change, people, our bodies and our minds want to stay the same. And so in order to, get that change in gear, we have to take it slow, and we have to do some strategic, methods to get that going. And so anyways, you did it, and a lot of my clients are doing it, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful that I can do this for others, because I did it for myself. And so when I did it, I realized if this is possible for me, it's possible for anyone. And I went to school, and I studied, and I studied, and I studied.
So, I know this is not the last time we're going to talk, but how would people get a hold of you if they wanted to talk to you further?
Well, they can actually call me on my number, and I'll say 302-245-2582. But I encourage you to go to my website, which is nutritionalpath.com. And it has tips on there, recipes, tells you all about my program. It gives you a little bit more history about who I am and what I do. So I'd encourage you to go to my website. Okay,
that's wonderful. I'm going to have a link on your website connected to mine, because I really want to work with you and have you work with my clients, because it's just a wonderful process.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and last
you.
thing about change is, I just want to say that when you do change and you start to change, sometimes people around you don't like that too well, so it's kind of like messing with the status quo. So we also work with that. That. How do you integrate your change with your family members and people that love you and you love? Yeah,
it's a whole process of change, and it's a good change. It's a good change.
It's all good.
Yeah. So thank you, Lesslee. I really appreciate this, and I will talk to you again.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Sayonara.